So, as we all know, surface anatomy is there for exams for 10 marks. So, today we are going to discuss about surface anatomy of abdomen. Okay. So, in that, first you need to mark the vertical planes and then the lateral planes. As we have already discussed in the previous session, that abdomen has been divided into 9 quadrants. Okay. So, right hypochondriac, epigastric, left hypochondriac, then the lumbar regions are the region of loin, and then in the center umbilical, then right iliac fossa, left iliac fossa, and then the hypogastric region. So these are the regions of the abdomen. So how these quadrants have been created? It is by two vertical and then two lateral planes, transverse planes. So the two vertical planes are, as we have already discussed previously, so above it will be passing through the midpoint of clavicle. So you are seeing the clavicle here. So measure the distance between the medial and the lateral end of the clavicle and mark the midpoint of clavicle. So this is mid-clavicular point. Next, come below here. So this is pubic symphysis and now this is anterior superior iliac spine. Between the pubic symphysis and anterior superior iliac spine, you measure the distance and mark the midpoint. So this will be called as mid-inguinal point. Remember, there is difference between midpoint of inguinal ligament and mid-inguinal point. Nowhere midpoint of inguinal ligament is required. Remember, it is not required. Okay, so mid-inguinal point is between pubic symphysis and anterior superior iliac spine. Measure the distance, so mark the midpoint. Now join this line. So where you have the mid-clavicular point, so I have just dropped down because the thorax has been cut here. So and come down to join the mid-inguinal point lower down. So similarly on the left side also, so this is the midpoint of clavicle and now here between the anterior superior iliac spine and pubic symphysis. So mark the mid-inguinal point and now join these two lines. So these are called right and left lateral vertical planes. These are vertical planes. So you can see here, this is right and this is left lateral vertical plane. Okay. So now the transverse planes. How to measure how to draw the transverse planes. So there are two transverse planes again. So one is, so the transpyloric plane. So we have already discussed about this transpyloric plane and its importance in the previous class. Anyway, again I am going to repeat. See, this is the jugular notch. Now this is the pubic symphysis. Between the jugular notch and then the pubic symphysis, so measure the vertical distance. So measure the vertical distance and divide exactly by 2. For example, if this distance is about 40 centimeters, so divided by 2 will be here 20 centimeters, right? So another point to say, so if you just feel here, you can feel the tip of the 9th costal cartilage. Okay. So the tip of the 9th costal cartilage will be passing through the transpyloric plane. Okay, so again in the another cadaver I will show you. So mid-clavicular point and then mid-inguinal point. So we have used it for right and left vertical planes. Then coming to transverse planes, so I said transpyloric plane. So where the tip of the 9th costal cartilage will be touching the transpyloric plane. How to write that? So it is nothing but the half of the distance between the jugular notch and the pubic symphysis. One measuring tape idre koda papa.